Today on This Week Health.
We have this program called Inception, which is a startup program that now nurtures more than 12,000 startups across industries. Healthcare is the largest segment within our Inception program members, and which now I oversee 1,800 healthcare AI startups globally. And with that, we definitely see many innovations in AI across medical imaging, instruments, drug discovery, genomics, and analytics.
Welcome to a Solution Showcase. AI is powering change in every industry across the globe. As companies are increasingly data-driven, the demand for AI technology grows. Today, we're talking with Renee Yao, Global Healthcare AI Startups Business Development Lead at NVIDIA, about making your enterprise AI ready and unleashing its power and potential with NVIDIA AI Enterprise. This is a really cool platform. Great discussion. I learned a lot. And if you're wondering, my name is Bill Russell. I'm a former CIO for a 16 hospital system and creator of This Week Health, a set of channels dedicated to keeping health IT staff current and engaged. You can subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts: Apple, Google, Spotify, Stitcher, Overcast, you name it, we are there. You can also go on thisweekhealth.com and subscribe there as well. And now on to this discussion with Renee. All right, here we are for a solution showcase, and I'm excited to have Renee Yao, the Global Healthcare AI Startups Lead for NVIDIA on the show. Renee, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bill. Great to be here and look forward to learning lots and sharing lots with the audience.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this conversation because I have so many conversations these days around AI, organizations doing things, and almost invariably all of them, like NVIDIA is behind the scenes. It's like you're not front and center, but you are enabling some really cool new workflows, some new applications and whatnot that are really exciting. I talked to Nuance, which is doing some stuff. I talked to Artisight, which is doing some stuff. I think Rhino Health. There was a bunch of them that are doing some really neat things. But you're right in the center of it. So where are we seeing AI in healthcare? And what are some of the really cool use cases that you're seeing out there?
Yeah, we are seeing quite a lot in radiology pathology using AI to automatically identify contouring tumors, as an example. Lots happened at RSNA. And hopefully many of you guys checked out Lunit, Cure AI, Quantip, and in fact, 60 some startups and organizations there are our core partners that are using various different solutions there. Patient monitoring, like you mentioned, Artisight, detecting patient falls, improving operational efficiency, improving surgeries and train surgeons on how to do surgery better, for example, theater in the space, or in the genomic space, using AI to speed genome sequencing. You guys may have heard about how Stanford and Oxford Nanopore using our Clara Parabricks to be able to sequence whole genome in just less than 5 hours, which usually could take weeks or months out. And drug discovery, predicting drug candidates to reduce the need for clinical trial or human participation in research. It's pretty fascinating space too. So those are several areas that we definitely see where AI adds tremendous values.
It's interesting because AI, NVIDIA is doing stuff in AI across the board. I mean, I read about you in a lot of other industries and whatnot. The specific focus in healthcare, what kind of specific challenges in healthcare is NVIDIA addressing?
Yeah, I think we have passed the stage of using AI to train applications because lots have happened in the last 10 years. And now we're really at the space of deploying at scale. So some of the challenges, particularly in AI deployment, we're seeing is application integration. There's a lot of existing core hospital, clinical, and non-clinical applications adding on top of new AI applications. It's quite a lot for any IT professionals to handle. And on top of that, the modern infrastructure on-prem, in the cloud, or hybrid approaches, and timely and consistent support that these organizations need, or deploying at scale with interoperability in mind. So those 5 challenges in application integration, modern infrastructure, support, deployment at scale, and interoperability are top challenges that we see.
How does NVIDIA address those challenges?
Yeah, so we announced NVIDIA AI Enterprise, which you can think of it as the OS for NVIDIA AI platform. There's a huge play in the healthcare space in particularly. And it's an end-to-end secure cloud-native suite of AI software for operational efficiency improvement. It can be deployed anywhere from data center to the cloud. And we actually have now expanded enterprise support, new AI workflows, and optimized pre-trained models and application from our ecosystem partners. And all of those that I mentioned and more addresses the 5 challenges that I mentioned above.
Fantastic. So actually, can you run through those 5 challenges one more time, like bullet point format? The 5 challenges are
applications integration, modern infrastructure, enterprise support, deployment at scale, interoperability.
interoperability. Fantastic. So enterprise AI operating system for healthcare. That's what I heard you sort of sum up that addresses those 5 challenges. What are some of the different AI workflows that are available for healthcare today?
Yeah, so many of you guys here may have heard of MONAI, MONAI, which is an open source AI-powered medical imaging framework. And since its launch many years ago, it has already been downloaded 600,000 times. More than 30 medical centers have published papers using them, and more than 450 GitHub projects. What was announced at RSNA that you may have picked up is that NVIDIA AI Enterprise support for MONAI was also launched. What that means is MONAI now has an enterprise-grade version of it. When you need to deploy it, you can ensure that the MONAI that's being deployed is battle-tested and have enterprise support behind that. So you can essentially use AI to better segment and classify in radiology, pathology, and upcoming surgery video data as well.
So what Red Hat did for Linux in the enterprise, essentially, you're now doing for MONAI for the healthcare enterprise.
That's a very good way to think about it. Exactly. And MONAI is a collaborative effort with a dozen of leading contributors. We're one key players. We heard from the customers in the space that, can we just please get some enterprise support? And there we go. We heard it. We heard the customer's demand, and we're making it happen.
Plus, you're essentially saying, hey, this build works. Like, we've tested it, it works, and you can go with it. One of the biggest challenges with open source as a former CIO is we could go in that direction, but then we had to get that build just right for us, test it, constantly keep it updated. But that's the thing that you're taking care of.
Exactly. And you're spot on. That's exactly the challenge we addressed. Many of the CIOs, CTOs come to us and said, can we actually pay someone for support? We were supporting the open source ecosystem for a while, and it's time that we offer enterprise support for many open source pre-trained models out there.
All right. So imaging, you also mentioned some genomics. And by the way, that mapping the genome in, would you say 5 hours or 4 hours?
5 hours.
5 hours.
World record. World record.
I remember when that project was going on and there was all these companies racing towards it, and it was taking them years and years and years to do what we now do in 5 hours. That's just absolutely amazing.
Oh.
Talk about the genomics solution workflows. What's going on there, and what does that look like?
Yeah, so the product is called Parabricks. So under our Clara umbrella, Clara Parabricks is the software suite that specifically target the secondary analysis of next generation sequencing DNA and RNA data. So that's the Parabricks that was used to break the world record with Stanford, Oxford Nanopore, etc. So it's quite a great solution. And now with also enterprise support, it's very much battle tested, secure, and have a level of enterprise support that's needed.
It's interesting because back when we were mapping the genome, they were talking about all the potential that this would unlock. But one of the things we were trying to get to was really reducing the cost of mapping the genome and the time frame it took to map the genome, because we've been talking about this in healthcare for a while. If we can get to the genome along with the healthcare data and whatnot, we can get to a really personalized level of medicine that we know is possible, but we've been waiting for the technology to catch up.
Absolutely. And in fact, if many of you guys were at Vive and HIMSS this year, you probably, and maybe Health, you probably have heard this wave of revolution of making gene sequencing potentially a standard of care in the future. Map your genome, sequence your genome, and along with many other data points that we can offer our clinicians to make better data for our patients around the world.
Yeah, in fact, Geisinger is already heading down that path. They're taking some of that information in. I don't know how they're applying it yet. I need to do another interview with them to find out how that project's going. Talk about some of the partners who are taking advantage of the solution workflows out there.
Yeah, so we have this program called Inception, which is a startup program that now nurtures more than 12,000 startups across industries. Healthcare is the largest segment within our Inception program members, and which now I oversee 1,800 healthcare AI startups globally. And with that, we definitely see many innovations in AI across medical imaging, instruments, drug discovery, genomics, and analytics. So to touch on kind of the imaging solution side, one very interesting one, Flywheel, they are a biomedical research platform. They use Monai and NVIDIA Flare, which is a federated learning solution with NVIDIA AI Enterprise, has already been deployed over 120 some hospitals. Quantip, one of their solutions is use AI for prostate cancer. They use Monai Core, which is one of the three components of Monai, and they have deployed over 100 plus some hospitals. Let's say Symbiosis, another one, a precision medicine AI company. They uses Monai as well for their medical AI solution. They have this tumor scope platform that can actually create a 3D digital twin that visualizes patient cancer. It's a very, very cool solution. They use Monai Label, which is a second component of Monai, to assist with the annotation, and that they were able to reduce the complexity of up to 10 different types of tissues. Cure AI, almost a household name now in the startup world. They use deep learning to automatically interpret the radiology exams. So they have actually taken on also Monai, the maps aspect of the solution. So those are just naming a few, and within our Inception program, we have more than 300 some medical imaging specific AI solutions.
Wow. NVIDIA Inception, by the way, one of the coolest names out there. And maybe I'm just referring to the movie, but the whole concept of really creating a whole new class of applications for healthcare and helping them to go from the whiteboard to actual implementation is interesting. What does it look like to engage with NVIDIA Inception for a partner who's listening to this and they're saying, hey, we need to call them right away. We need to tie into this. What does that look like?
Yeah, so if you are a startup listening to this, apply for free because we have lots of free resources for the startups. We treat every single startup like a developer, and there's either AI technology support or discounts for any of the technology platforms and go-to-market support. We put you guys in front of VCs and also many of the leading hospitals in the world or pharmaceutical organization if that's your direct target market. If you are a venture capitalist in the world, you can also join our VC alliance within our Inception. We have 200, 300 VCs in this space. If you are a partner that is delivering the solution, we absolutely need you because a lot of startups are hoping to deliver their solution into the hospital or many other spaces, and you can be one of our NVIDIA Partner Network partners, and we have many different tiers of support in that area. And if you are a hospital, a CIO like Bill and many others, we also would like to meet with you because we would love to be your trusted advisors to put many leading startups in front of you so it can save you hours and millions of dollars evaluating startups. At a very minimum, we can let you know that which ones are enterprise grade and ready to scale.
Fantastic. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention VMware here. So VMware and NVIDIA have partnered to make this content available. And we've done the shows in the past of just the partnership and how VMware enables this platform. They essentially, what they've done for virtualizing the data center, they're now helping to virtualize the AI stack for those CIOs who are listening to this saying, what's the connection? It is that platform where we used to provision compute, storage, and network, and now we're actually computing AI cycles in NVIDIA GPUs and other things with a stack that your team is already familiar with. So it again takes that complexity, the support, takes that all down. So I just wanted to mention that. I probably should have mentioned it in the beginning of the show. I'm mentioning it at the end of the show, but I really appreciate VMware partnering with NVIDIA on this content.
Yes. I have to say VMware is almost a given. That's part of our NVIDIA AI Enterprise stack. NVIDIA AI Enterprise actually has been launched more than a year and a half ago, and the new versions is coming out every 6 months or so. The very first version, we were great partners with VMware, and the fact that actually close to 90% of the hospitals in the US use VMware, it's a no-brainer to partner with VMware. And earlier we have mentioned about Flywheel and others. Many healthcare startup solutions are optimized on top of VMware, ensure enterprise-grade deployment. So VMware is a fantastic partner and plays a very key role in the healthcare ecosystem. And I want to sincerely thank VMware for opening the doors for this for us and for many of the partners in the ecosystem. And we look forward to continue to do great work with partners like VMware and many others in the future.
Renee, I want to thank you for your time and sharing this great content and your experience with the community. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bill.
What a great conversation with Renee. Preventing disease, revolutionizing analytics, untapping the potential of medical imaging and voice. These are just a few of the things made possible with AI, deep learning, and data science powered by NVIDIA. So insightful. We want to thank our sponsors, VMware and NVIDIA, for this episode. They are investing in our mission to develop the next generation of health leaders. Thanks for listening. That's all for now.